Alright, bear with me 1 second. I'm putting the phone in the grabber. Right, just squeeze it down. Alright, so I was just in the store. Now they're ExxonMobil. And bought a brisk lemonade. I like these things because they have a sealed bottle. I don't have a water mount on this bike. I have one at home. I just never took the time to install it, which is pretty sad. But I like these brisk teas because they have a sealable cap, and I can hold it with one hand and precariously bicycle with the other one. So, all right. So, somebody with a long golf cart. A lot of realtors on this island, and that's a good business because people are always buying and flipping property here and making money. This is like one of the rare areas where you can buy a property for $1 million. I know somebody waiting in line to buy it for $2 million. So, in fact, if you could buy some property on Sandoval for less than $2 million, it's a steal, I think. So we're going for it. We're going for Land's End. My tires, I got them at 65 pounds. They're black. Yes, they're getting hot. The asphalt is hot, so the air pressure of the tires is increasing. The tires themselves, they're experiencing some black wall rot, and they're cracked. So I drive it on the beach, and salt water in with rubber doesn't help either. In fact, the salt water with the rubber makes it expand even more. It rips the tire. So this will be one of the last cruises on this bicycle until I get new tires, which is sad because I just put a new inner tube in one of these. Unless I was just to ride this on the road, not ride through the surf. Hello. But what's a beach bicycle if I can't ride it in the surf? I'm talking about in the waves, from the seashore to the first sandbar, 6 inches of water. Hello. And yes, I would not have my my cell phone videotaping during that because I just don't want to hit a seashell, flip the bicycle over, and ruin my cell phone. But I'm telling you, if you've never done beach bicycling, I should get a GoPro and do some extreme beach bicycling. You'll see mud flats, sandbars, bicycling to the first sandbar. Now I haven't gone out to the second sandbar with my bike. That is, that's just a little too precarious. But the bicycle's really slow. Hello. I'm not the type that I don't like speed bicycling. I like casually bicycling. I do like speed per se if I have to get to through a dead zone, like the Sanibel Cap Road right now. This is the dead zone between now and almost trying to think of the name. A lot of the beaches here start with a B, so it's you got Blind Pass. You have Bunchy Beach, Bailey's. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It starts with a B. Bowman's Beach. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Between here and Bowman's Beach Road, it's not really a dead zone. I like it. I got my sunglasses on, my baseball cap, so it's covering my eyes from the glare. Sometimes I would wear, I have ballistic glasses, which are like yellow glasses. They're meant to stop bullets, but I use them to stop no-see-ums from flying in my eyes. But at night, just had a little incident where I hit going over the bridge. I'm not going to stop the video, but the camera almost took a plunge, not just off the bicycle, but into the creek below. I just caught it as it was bouncing frantically didn't realize it would be such that episode. All right, camera's resituated. In fact, I'm gonna take a little drink because that was kind of frightening, because I almost lost control of the bike. All right, now that weighs a little less. All right. Yeah, the bicycle almost took a plunge there because I almost took my hand off the handlebars to grab the phone, and I'm holding the other handlebar with like one finger. So I'm glad my one finger was able to hold the bicycle steady. And no other traffic around. Amazing. Hello. So on our right-hand side is Ding Dong National Wildlife Refuge. Look. I'm not sure how this came to be. I think in 1963 something this was set aside for a wildlife preserve. There was back in the 60s. There was a very big push to reserve wetlands on the coast because they thought that migrating bird habitat sanctuary was being destroyed at just an alarming rate. So I feel terrible that people are passing me. So they wanted to reserve land so that migrating birds would have places to go. There's really not that many migrating birds. They've all been shot by hunters up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. But I guess for the few birds that do make it down here, you know, to tell you the truth, ducks don't really care. Ducks prefer man-made lakes, to tell you the truth, because they know that when they fly to a man-made lake, there's going to be humans around feeding them. So they actually look, ducks, when they fly south, they look for human lakes and sign of other ducks because they know the ducks are there because humans feed them. So, yeah, exactly. And when humans feed them, that means the fish get fed. So the fish get fed, the ducks get fed, and they prefer that because they know this. Where in the wild here, there's other predators like snakes, big spiders. Ducks don't like that either. They want to be in a manicured setting. So it's kind of a fallacy to have these bird sanctuaries, because birds are going to be birds. They're going to fly wherever they want to fly. And, you know, man-made lake is fine for them. So on the side of the lake, there's grubs. There's always insects everywhere. You know, birds. It's been shown statistically that bird populations have not decreased. In fact, they've only increased since humans have been here in North America. So now, other wildlife, on the other hand, now they're suffering, but birds, they don't need this. So I would more so say this is a sanctuary for everything, not just birds, but it was originally created as a sanctuary for birds. Sanibel around the year 1900 was one big farm, and I forget exactly what was growing here, but it's got to be tomatoes, because it seems like everywhere you go in Lee County, any type of wild fruit that pops up is like a tomato plant. I have them in my yard. Wild tomato plants are popping up everywhere, and you know, tomato farming hasn't been in my area at least for 50 years. I got a bicyclist behind me, but they're being kind of polite and giving me some distance. I'll try not to hit that many more bumps, but we'll see. Hello. So they used to have a lot of Australian pines in here too, but they cut them all down. What you see over here is, for the most part, this is red mangrove, That's the name of the bush. There used to be a lot of cypress trees in here too. The cypress trees, they're weird. They want water all the time, and it's got to be warm all the time. So they're just like swamplands. They prefer Lake Okeechobee area where it's just swampy and everything. So, this area used to be part of the Everglades. Fort Myers actually was part of the Everglades, even though it's built up. And there was swamps everywhere. And that's those type of trees, cypress, and I think they call it the white-balled cypress, because when it sheds its bark, it's got a white, kind of like bark undercoating. Well, that's kind of weird. When it sheds its bark, it's got like a white trunk undercovering. I think that's why they call it the white-balled cypress. There's a lot of sea grapes. So that's kind of like a... Sea grapes weren't always here. It's been a new arrival, but they've taken off. I'm not sure if they were an invasive species or not. I see a lot of ferns over there, like green stuff you just passed. This is Rabbit Road on the left. That's the last physical road to the beach where you have not dead-end access to West Gulf Drive, and then Sanibel, and then Middle Gulf Drive, and Narita Street, East Gulf Drive. Hello. Anyway, we'll come up to the Island Water Association. They do reverse osmosis on the left-hand side. Sandoval doesn't get all its water from reverse osmosis, but I would say about 80% of it. Maybe some areas in Sandoval get all of it from there, but I know that they had an auxiliary system going on where before the reverse osmosis was online, they would get water. I'm not sure if it was over the Sandoval Causeway or what, or if there's some kind of a line from Pine Island coming here. I do not know 100%. Okay, let's get back on businesses on the island. So Sanibel needs lawn care. If you have a lawn care business, that's one business you definitely count on to make money. Automobile repair shops, you'll be rich. Scotty's used to own his Scotty's and Scotty's Thirst Aid Station. You fix cars in the island, you'll be rich. Because you have a lot of cars. Mercedes, BMWs, Lotuses, you name it. The most expensive cars in the world end up on this island. You can repair all those types of cars, whoa, big money. So automobile repair, and you can get, it's going to be expensive, but let's face it, if you can get a car out fast, money is no option for these people. If you can get their car fixed in 24 hours, they don't mind dropping it off the night before. You can fix it. You can charge them 2 to 3 times what the normal garage would charge, even factoring in your double time you're paying your employees. Or after hours. You make a boodle of money. Tennis lessons, that's a good, if you want to just do some make some extra money. There's tennis courts all over the island, and a lot of the people who come here, they're not really into the beach scene, they just like the sun. And maybe they like casual walks on the beach, but they don't want to spend the whole day there. And they want to do some exercise, like play tennis. Then having like an adult tennis circuit. Again, you're not going to make much money, but it'll be steady all throughout the year. Right here at the Sandoval Elementary School, this is pretty much where you do all your training at. Let's see, what are the business ideas? Obviously real estate, hands down. Whether you're in sales or condo leasing, they need you. There's tons of money to be made in real estate. Unlimited amount. Yep, even pet care and house sitting. They need you on this island. There's a lot of rich people come here, but they want to take trips to New York and Europe. And they don't want to take their pets, but they want their house and their pets to be maintained. That's easy money right there. Tree trimming and getting grass. A lot of people, which is kind of nice, let their lawns grow wild, because it makes sense if they're going to be living up in New York or in California, their primary residence, secondary residence, hello, they could let it grow wild and no problem. Hitting some bumpy terrain here. I'm looking down at the phone, making sure it's not flying off. I have an extra little, it's not a bungee cord, but it's a little elastic band, not a rubber band, but it's an elastic band. It's one of those high duty ones. Hello. 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 A lot of traffic here. Hello. I would never see this traffic at any other year. It's amazing. Hello. I always try to be polite, say hello. You never know. Hello? Phone is already showing signs of wanting to leap. Billy's Rentals, that's one of the biggest bicycle renting places on the island. Although there's other renting places now. But you can get as high as $30 to $50 a day renting a bike. That's another business idea. Repairing bicycles or renting bicycles, even selling bicycles. This island needs them. And bicycles, let's face it, a lot of bicycle problems is just a flat tire. You can change out a tire if you're really good, not worried about getting your hands dirty. Between 5 and 10 minutes, you can do a tire. Charge them $30. I know the price of tires is going up, but when you buy your tires, good quality tire, not the cheap stuff, but you get the quality tires for, still you get them for $5 a piece. And if you can change out a tire in 5 to 10 minutes, and charge them 30, well, you might even charge them 30 plus the tire plus tax. You might be able to get $40 out of it. So, okay. Right, you passed me once before. Yeah, since we're riding on the roads, I kind of envy a little bit the racing bikes, but since I know I'm going to do some beach biking coming up, I don't mind. This doctor's office has been here ever since I've been coming to Florida. There was a dentist slash doctor there. So since the early, well, I've been here since 1970, 71. That place has always been here. It's one of the first businesses that is still in business, which is amazing. It's probably been changed many hands though, but the building is still there. It's still in operation as its originally intended business, which is amazing. Because there have been a lot of businesses that have come and gone this island, and the type of business has changed. Like there was Joey's Hamburgers, then became a fashion outlet, and then it changed from a fashion outlet back to Lazy Flamingo down by Periwinkle Way and Lingering. So it's just amazing how stuff changes. Just past Gulf Pines Road on the left. Those beaches there are really nice. They're secluded. They don't have the nice... Shell Harbor has the best waves and best beaches in Florida. So Shell Harbor would be from Lingering down to the lighthouse. Those are the best beaches. That's where you're going to find a lot of your calmer water, plenty of sandbars. I mean, you're going to find stingrays and spawning fish and even nurse sharks anywhere you go, even in St. Carlos Bay. So you just got to watch where you step in the water. I always wear soft surf walkers, but if you're just going to be on the beach, you're just going to wade up to your ankles, or you're going to go on low tide out to the first sandbar, and you could see the bottom. Obviously, you're not going to be stepping on a seashell or a fish. You could look down a foot and see the bottom. It's where you stand in that 3 feet of water. Look, and you're coming up across stingrays. So you have to watch out for the lacerating. I'm on your left. Thank you. I once on Sanibel was on a raft, and a man-of-war jellyfish, which are huge. Those are Those are the jellyfish that are like, the main body is about 6 feet long, and the tentacles can go off like 30 or 40 feet. This thing started attacking the raft that I was on. And literally, it didn't really flip the raft, but it was pushing the raft. I don't know how it was doing this, but it was in attack mode. It wanted to attack the raft. And I flipped off the raft, and I was swimming towards shore. I got lacerated big time by his tentacle. I was swimming through the thing. I couldn't even make headway. But it was minor lacerations, though. But I got like chest burns and stuff like that. So there are things out there that are slightly dangerous. I mean, if I just stood there and let the thing lacerate me with its tentacles, oh man, I would have been burning for weeks. Yeah, it was probably sick. It came to shore, and it was just using the raft maybe as a flotation for itself. Maybe it was using the raft to shade itself from the sun or something. Maybe that's why I thought it was attacking the raft. It was just hanging out underneath it. Hello. Ah, the sun is oppressive. If I didn't have the sunblock on right now, I would be dying. And of course, there is a nice breeze. That's Jamaica Drive. We just passed on the left-hand side. I think I have another 2 more miles to get to Blind Pass. Now there is one thing I would really like to do. Not here at Redfish Pass per se, but there is a pass between North Captiva and Cayo Costa Island, which is just north of here. Then comes Boca Grande, and it's got a nice big inlet. That's where most of the Peace River water goes out into the Gulf. And it's got some nice sandbars on the northern side of that. Hello. So a lot of people, when they get tired or their bottoms get sore, they stand up when they bicycle. And that lady was doing that, so I know that she's done. For me, going to Land's End, I can't have a sore bottom until I get well on my return leg back to. I parked at the Sandoval factory store, so that's going to be quite a road trip back. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. You know, I'm bicycling really gentle, not overdoing it. And I have it on the top gear, so I'm going as fast as I can, but I'm not overdoing it. I'm still carrying my drink on the other hand. It's about halfway done. So this is Sunday, March 6th, I believe the date is. Not think there's any historical importance here. You can see Sanibel is green all year round. There's no dead year. It's always green. I mean, you see on the left and right, I'll see some cypress trees that are without leaves. They like the rainy season a lot. Now I see a lot of sea grape trees. That's what you're seeing with the red leaves, but they got green leaves too. They were just cut back. This area used to be a canopy over the bicycle path, and unfortunately the people that they hire to cut this stuff back, they have no regards to triple canopy and how nice it was to shade the bicyclists. Look, there's power lines here, and I see it was probably Lee County Electric Cooperative or Sanibel Power or something. Hello. That cut back all this brush because they don't want their power interrupted when the wind blows and sways the palm fronds. I have some palm fronds by my house in Fort Myers that blow and touch the electrical transformer. I got to cut them back actually, but there's I just cut them back from the transformer. That's really the only spot that you're going to have where an electrical short will occur. If tree limbs or just touch the power line, that's not a problem. They have to make a circuit. They have to make a bridge between the positive and ground. And most trees have enough resistance that even if they touch the power line, they're not going to cause the power to jump. unless those trees are wet, then the water, with any type of like surge from the ground, if there's like a thundercloud ahead and it's ionizing the ions in the ground, and then if it's raining, pouring out, and the ions are ionized, and then the branch touches a power line, and lightning decides to come down through there, well, then yeah, you could have serious problems. See, here's part of the canopy area where they didn't cut it back yet, thank God. Probably because the power line now is on the other side of the street. This is most enjoyable. So, those people now who just passed me on a bike, and me later on around 2 o'clock, yeah, I'll be fighting through that area. I'm wearing all black today, so I'm feeling the sun, although I have sunblock on too. The black, wearing black, I don't know. I guess white clothing would feel cooler because it would absorb all light except white light. It would reflect white light. I guess that would be better. There is a cool breeze blowing though. When I say cool, you have to get the bicycle up to about 3 or 4 miles an hour. But once you do, there is a cool breeze. Whereas in the summertime, even, look, you get the bike up to 3 or 4 miles an hour, there has to be a thundercloud with a downdraft for you to feel any type of cool breeze. Other than that, at 3 or 4 miles an hour, it's a warm breeze. But there is a cool breeze. I'm getting up to 3 or 4 miles an hour, and it feels good. But somehow, I still think I'm flowing with the breeze, but there is a breeze now, which is nice. Still, it's about 85 degrees outside, so still warm. And in the shade here, maybe 84. Not much difference. Again, it's March 6th, so it's still the winter time here in Florida, although it feels like summer. So again, we only have 2 seasons. We have spring and summer here in Florida, so consider this winter like a springtime, even though it feels like summer. I guess the real springtime we had was around Christmas, when the temperature got into the low 60s. Even this morning garage selling, I got out just around a little after 7. It was 69 degrees. Almost by the time I pulled down my driveway, got down the road, it was 71 already. Okay, now power line's back on this side of the road, so we lost our triple canopy, which is horrible. Now we're coming up to, on the left-hand side, it's, let's see, I'm trying to think if we passed Bowman's Beach yet. There's Old Blind Pass Bio, which is on the left-hand side. I guess back in the olden days, Captiva was a little bit longer than it is today, and a lot of that land off towards the left of me to the west. I'm heading northbound right now in Sandoval Brook. It used to be part of ancient Captiva, when Sandoval and Captiva were still separated by Old Blind Pass Bio. But a lot of hurricanes since. Sandoval has grown a little northward. Captiva has lost a lot of that sand. And part of that sand loss was due to Redfish Pass opening up. So that conveyor belt of sand that used to go directly south onto Captiva from North Captiva now is going out onto sandbars offshore to the north side of Redfish Pass. Not as big as the one on Cayo Costa. Hello. But this is one of the inlets here. This is one of the tidal inlets, and the tide comes from Pine Island Sound, so it comes from actually the right of me, heads under this bridge coming up, and flows into Sandoval Bio. Because Sandoval Bio is, it's been closed for the last like 20 years. It used to be open to the sea for tidal, but there's so many, the beach has grown so much now that even during big high tides, there's not enough wave action to crest it, so it's now a back bio. So you can tide is coming in. So, tide is still coming in. Could be it's just high tide and the tide is just late and getting into the Sanibel Bayou, but the tide is coming in. It's kind of weird though. The tide's coming in, but the water is flowing from east to west towards the Gulf. The tide's coming in. Sounds like it should be the other way around, but because Sandoval Bayou is not accessible on the west anymore because there's the Bowman's Beach there, then there's that little bridge there back to Pine Island Sound that brings the tide water in. Right. Some beautiful homes here on the left-hand side. We're going to buy a home on Sanibel. This is where to buy it because this power line is the main trunk. And if there's any problems, the power crews fix this main trunk first. And even though a lot of homes here have overhead power lines, they're not sunk. If these power lines got destroyed over the road here, they will also get fixed first. It's just a line going from where it passes over the road to your house. A lot of people have telephone poles right on the opposite side of the road here, and they don't have raised lines. They have lines, power lines that are going down into the ground and going to their house. That's actually the best way of doing it. The older homes, they still have raised power lines. You're running a big risk though, because if you let the foliage on your property grow out of control, and it's easy for it to get over 15 feet tall where the power lines are, then believe me, when a hurricane hits, these trees that look like they're statues and will not move much. I have a Norwood land pine in my yard. It's about 100 feet tall. Irma bent it 90 degrees and it was flapping like a flag in the wind. A big tree, and some of these, the trunk of the tree was about 3 feet in diameter, and it was bent sideways 90 degrees, flapping like a flag. And little branches were just being ripped off of it like what sounded like a train going by, like what they say a tornado sounds like. And I can imagine if that trunk had snapped, and it didn't. But if it did, and it flew toward, if it had flown towards my house, which luckily the wind was not blowing towards my house at the time, wow, that thing would have made serious damage. Probably weighed over like 3,000 or 4,000 pounds. Hold up.